Every once in a while a product comes to market that gives you a little bit of a tingling feeling inside. You know it's something special. Well, this is one of them products. This is the iFootage Gazelle TC3B Travel Tripod, and this could just be the best travel tripod on the market right now. Let us take a look at why this travel tripod is causing such a fuss in the camera world. Now, if you've never heard of iFootage before, they are a premium tripod and camera accessories manufacturer. They have a reputation for building some of the best tripods on the market today. Now, straight out of the box, this tripod comes with a mandatory carrying case. And it's really nice to see that this carrying case comes with a removable strap. But once we remove the tripod from the carrying case, we get to see what this tripod's all about and all of its beauty. And oh boy, is it stunning. This tripod comes pre-supplied with a Komodo K3 video head, which we'll be taking a look at later in the video. The tripod also comes pre-installed with an adjustable bowl attachment for levelling up your shots, and comes with an Arc & Swiss mount and a supplied Arc & Swiss plate. Each of the 3 tripod legs is made up of 5 carbon fibre sections, and you can extend or retract any of the sections by releasing the latch locks. It's worth me mentioning here that the latch levers that iFootage have used on this tripod are absolutely fantastic. They're very light to release, but also fill you with confidence when they're closed. There's no force involved when opening or closing the latch system. Another fantastic feature that's hidden in each of the tripod legs are retractable spikes that are hidden within inside the rubber boots. Simply rotate the rubber boots clockwise and the spikes extend outwards. Rotate the rubber boots anti-clockwise and the spikes retract. We can change the angle of our tripod legs by sliding down the catch that's located on the top of the tripod legs. And again, the feel of this catch is silky smooth and requires no force to operate. The Komodo K3 video fluid head can be removed from the bowl on top of the tripod by rotating anti-clockwise. Should you wish to use a different tripod head, it's worth me mentioning that it's going to have a 3/8 of an inch threaded mount. We also get a 1/4 inch mounting point on the neck of the tripod, which is nice to see. Right, that's enough with all the specs of this tripod. Let's take it out in the field and really give it a good testing and let you know my thoughts on it.
So we've come out now, we've got the tripod in the camera bag, and as you've noticed, the tripod is actually inside the camera bag, unlike many other tripods that you have to mount on the side or the back of it because they're too big. This is a very compact tripod. And what's so good about it, it does fit in the overhead luggage on aeroplanes as well. So if you're traveling on planes, it can fit inside your rucksack or anything like that in the overhead compartments. Now, the first thing I noticed about the tripod, like I said in my preview about it, was this latch system. Now, they're very, very light to open. They don't feel like they're going to bust your knuckles up like some tripods do. Very, very light indeed to open. Very nice. And it's a very smooth action to undo the 5 sections of the leg. Now, if you notice carefully, the contours of the latch actually wrap themselves around the leg, and that's what makes it so compact. And each of the latches has no sharp edges on it at all. Very nicely done, iFootage. Now, the first thing you might notice about this tripod is it has no centre column, which some people might be a little bit disappointed about, but actually I quite like tripods with no centre column. It means there's less vibration coming through to your camera when it's mounted on top. Now, this video head, the Komodo K3, is absolutely tiny. I don't know if you can get a scale of that next to my hand. My hands ain't necessarily massive, but it's absolutely tiny. It's about the same size as a standard ball head. It also comes with the Arc & Swiss plate, as previously mentioned. And let's mount this now to the camera and see how well it mounts onto our tripod. Now, the great thing also that comes with this tripod is the Allen key that's included in the video head. just there. It's a very small one, but this can actually mount our arc and Swiss plate to the bottom of our camera. It's also worth noting that the Allen key does have a smaller end, and this is to remove your video handle. I'm going to leave it on for this review, but that's worth noting that this Allen key can actually remove that. The first thing I noticed about the tripod is when mounting this quite large setup. This is a Sony a7 IV with a Tamron 70 to 180mm lens. It's already stable. I've not had to move the plate forward or backwards, which you can do. Let me just show you that. So we can move, we have got room for movement in the plate itself to move the camera backwards or forwards, but straight away I noticed that this is very stable. There's no wobbling at all, which is very nice. Now the first thing we're going to test out is the pan in motion of the video head itself, the Komodo K3. So let's have a go of that. Let's just loosen off the pan in lock mechanism, and then we're going to give it a rotation. And wowzers, that absolutely feels fantastic. I don't know whether you're picking this up on the camera or not, but that is unbelievably smooth. Very, very impressed. I don't know how they've made this video head so small and made it so smooth like that. That is very impressive indeed. Next, we're going to test the tilt function on the Komodo K3, and this is our lock mechanism here. Now you do get to move the plate as previously mentioned, and that's to keep your camera setup balanced. As you can see, I've got it slightly too heavy at the front, so let me pull it back slightly. Now we do get a locking mechanism on the plate, so you can't pull it too far back. So I'm going to go all the way back and just see how it feels. Now this is quite a heavy lens camera setup here, but that feels a lot better just like that. Now let's test out the tilt in backwards and forward motion. And oh my God, if you could feel how smooth this is. I have no idea how iFootage have got such a small video head to feel so smooth. That is ridiculously smooth. It's very, very impressive indeed. I'm hardly putting any pressure. In fact, both my hands are off it at the moment. And I'm lifting this up with one finger, and look at the smoothness that you can actually, don't know whether this is oiled filled, it must be a fluid head of some sort, but the fluid they've used in it must be some type of oil, and just feels absolutely fantastic. Very, very nicely done iFootage. Now I've noticed that it's still a little bit heavy on the front, so I am going to bring the plate back even further. Now that's as far as back we can go. Let me just see how that feels. Really, you want your setup to be balanced when you're doing a video head. I'm just going to loosen off. And that feels about perfect. Now I've not got my hands on it, and that seems quite stable. Very happy with that indeed. I literally cannot believe how smooth they've got this ball head. It's absolutely amazing. How can a ball head this small be this smooth? Now this is it with the pan in motion and the tilt motion both unlocked. Now there's no way to adjust these as such. You can tighten them slightly, and that will give you a little bit more friction, but in truth, the way that this is feeling at the moment, I would not want it adjusted any differently anyway. It feels fantastic straight out the box. In fact, it feels perfect out the box. That's what I mean to say. It feels absolutely perfect. iFootage, how have you done this? That is absolutely incredible. Okay, what we're going to do now is lower the tripod down to its lowest setting and see how low it can go. So I'm going to wind up all these legs, close them all up, and then we'll see how low it can go. Now again, these latches are absolutely fantastic. I've never felt latches that do not try to dislocate your thumb when you're closing them. They feel absolutely superb. Now, if I look inside the latches here, you probably can't see it on the camera, but there's little springs, so I'm taking it that they're doing all the work for you. But let's lower these legs down, like I say, and see how low this tripod can go. Now, because it hasn't got a center column, we don't have to worry about removing a center column. But what we do have to do, we just have to pull down on the top lever and then raise the legs up. So let's do that on each of them. And they lock firmly into place. So let's put that down on the floor. And again, that is so impressive. I would say the base of the tripod to the floor is about 5 centimeters, and the camera is sitting probably 10 centimeters off the floor, which is very nice if you need to do them low angle shots. Again, we can release the tilt lock and the pan lock, and we can get all of our movement from our fluid head, which is just absolutely, I can't believe how smooth this is. I know I keep saying about how smooth this is, but until you try this video head, it's just another level of smoothness. It's absolutely incredible. As you can see, and as I've just explained, it can get very low to the floor. We also have the bowl function on this tripod, so we loosen the bowl function, and that gives us complete movement of the whole video head, so we can level up our shot. We've probably got, what, 10-15 degrees of motion all round there. Very nice. Let's see what angles we get from the tripod legs. So, now the other thing to notice with the legs, even though I said this is as flat as it can go, we can actually raise the leg up so the camera goes below the level of our leg. It locks off to a, what's that, probably 25 degrees there. Now we also can come back, that's the level we just had it out on the floor. We get one more lock there, which gives us that angle, and then we get our final position, which is that angle there. Now obviously we can close it up, and that's the tripod fully closed. What's so nice about this also, if you notice, look how narrow that is with my hand all the way around that there. Very nice and narrow. Okay, so let's have a look at the spikes that we previously showed you indoors and how they operate again. Now what's really good about this actually, if I show you a slightly different way, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the leg to its second position. I'm going to do that right now, like so. And I'm going to stand up in a second, and we're going to extend these legs. Now, because we're on quite soft ground here, what might happen is the tripod might slip away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the legs like such, so we get a nice solid base for the tripod. These latches are absolutely fantastic. Unbelievable. Right, so what would normally happen here, if this was slightly slippy ground, the legs would slightly slide away from the neck of the tripod. They will be trying to push away. So what we can do is extend the spikes that come with each of the legs, and they're hidden within inside the legs. And we can do that with all 3 of them. And then what that's going to do is it's going to make them sink into the ground and give us just that little bit extra stability with a tripod. Very good if you're doing long exposure shots or anything like that. Oh, you can instantly feel the spikes grab into the floor there. And again, that is absolutely stable as anything. There's no rocking, and the tripod is stable, as I say, like anything. It's very, very impressive. Hopefully the camera's picking up how good this tripod looks as well, because it looks absolutely fantastic in the light here. Now, just say you don't want to use the Komodo K3 video head, which is understandable. If you don't want to do video recording, you want to change it to a standard ball head. Now that can be done. All you have to do is untwist the whole of the video head, just like such, and it reveals a 3/8 screw on top, so you can put any type of tripod head on top of on the legs. Right, let's pack up the tripod and give you my final thoughts on it when we get back indoors. So let's pull it all away. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these spikes back in, because when I put this inside my bag, I don't want him like stabbing the internals of my bag compartment. That's nicely done there. What's really nice about these spikes, actually, now I think about it, many other tripod companies, they have the spikes separate from the tripod. So you can change the rubber boots over for spikes, but then you have to carry them separately from the tripod, which sometimes you forget, or sometimes you just can't be bothered to get them out your bag. It's very nice that iFootage have included them inside the legs of the tripod. They're there all the time, ready to go. So it's, like I say, let's just tuck them away inside each of the legs. and close up the tripod. Now obviously we don't want that handle poking out like that, so all we do is undo the tilt function, turn it down and lock it back up. And into the camera bag it goes, just like so. And like I said previously, we don't have to mount it to the outside. Normally when you have a tripod it sticks out and can bang into things and be right nightmare. Fits actually inside the bag, very nicely done. Anyway, let's go back home and I'm going to give you my conclusion to this tripod.
So we're now back home and it's been about 2 weeks since I'd done that recording of the tripod, and I've been using the tripod every day since. Now when I was looking back over that footage, I used the word fantastic way too many times. But that's how I'm going to summarise this tripod up. It really is fantastic. That's the only word I can think of that can describe it. Using this tripod over the last few weeks, I can truthfully say not only is this my favourite tripod that I've ever owned, if I was to be asked what I'd like to see in the perfect tripod, it would be this tripod right here. Coming in at a weight of 1.3 kilograms and a price of 229 UK pounds, I would say that this needs to be on everybody's wish list. It really is that good. Right, I think that's going to conclude this video. I'll leave links to this tripod in the description and in a top pinned comment. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see further content from myself, hit that subscribe button. And whilst you're here, why don't you check out this video also. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch up in that next video. See you soon everybody. Thanks for watching.